All right, talking with Jon White as he goes into the Washington State Hall of Fame. And Jon, a longtime writer for the Daily Racing Forum and many other jobs in this business. As you quickly find out when you get in, there really isn't just one job that you can rely on, right? You end up doing multiple.
Very well. It's one of the things that's great about the sport of horse racing. But I started off as a writer and and that puts from, and I did that for many years with the Daily, starting in 1974, and which is very ironic because now we're at 2024 in the same month.
Yeah.
Now I'm going in the Hall of Fame, which is a tremendous honor. But I've done television. I was the youngest steward in the history of Washington State at the age of 24 at Yakima Meadows in 1979, and that was a tremendous honor to be hired by the Washington State Racing Commission to do that job. So, but I've worked at tracks all over the country. I've been to 65 tracks all over the world, and my favorite race is still the Long Acres Mile. I saw my first Long Acres Mile in 1967 at the age of 12, and King's Favor won it. And from that moment on, I've been to the Kentucky Derby, I've been to numerous Breeders' Cups, the Japan Cup, the Arc in France, the Melbourne Cup in Australia, but the Long Acres Mile is my favorite race.
It is. It's a special race for sure up here, and again, you know, one of the trademarks of Northwest Racing is the fan support. It was strong back then, and it just continues. We still hear from tracks, how do you get so many people actually come to the track nowadays? You've seen the changes in racing overall. That's got to be one of the biggest one, is how do you get fans remain engaged?
Absolutely. Well, from day one at Emerald, that's been a priority. That was very part of Emerald Downs. But as I say, I've got so many memories. For instance, my final day ever at the Long Acres Mile at Long Acres was in 1986, and I flew back to Los Angeles in the plane with the Long Acres Mile winner, Skywalker, who would go on to win the Breeders' Cup Classic at the Oak Tree meeting at Santa Anita, and I was there that day for that. I was working for the Racing Forum then.
Just a lot of great, I know, so many memories. Was there any, one or two that really stick out that you go, I can't believe I just saw that?
Well, that first Long Acres Mile was sort of the one, and I got to know the winning jockey years later. He became a bloodstock agent in California, and that was John Sellers. He rode Kerry back to win the Kentucky, but one of his highlights was winning that Long Acres Mile. And when I would run into John Sellers, away now, but for many years, I would say, "Oh, John, good to see you. I was there the day you won that Long Acres Mile." And he'd go, "Well, thank you. I really enjoyed that." And I said, "I was 12." And he'd have to say that.
Well, John, I mean, a lot of great work. A lot of people probably don't even know how much stuff that they read or have seen of yours over the years. It's a massive collection, and it's great to have you in the Hall of Fame here.
Thank you so much. Like I say, it's a tremendous honor, and my heart will always be in the Pacific Northwest, particularly State, as someone who grew up in